This is also why Lexington Law had to settle with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau for 2.7 billion with a B, like Jay-Z said, with a B. Okay, $2.7 billion. Imagine being fined for $2.7 thousand, or two, NBA players get complained because, oh dang, I got fined for 10,000. Imagine being fined for $1 million. What about 100 million? What about $1 billion? 2.7 billion. Okay, there's a reason why I speak with passion when I talk about the credit repair industry. Look, the credit repair industry needs to exist, but that whole dispute everything thing, that needs to go. It is going to remain a corrupt industry. It's going to remain corrupt until they get it fixed. But me personally, here's what I believe. Okay. I call the Lexington Law lawsuit. I call it all. You can go on my page. I've had credit repair companies try to silence me and all that stuff. Look, you can go on my page. You can scroll down and see exactly like how I talked about, the FTC's coming after credit repair companies. I recommend if you're in it, get out. I talked about it, okay? Several videos. And I said, hey, Lexington Law, it's coming. They slowed down the suit because of the whole COVID situation, slowed it down. But the FTC was going to, they're taking action on this thing, right? And look what happened. It did. People was talking hella shit to me. Oh, no, they're not going to do that. You're just like you paranoid, or you're just, I'm like, no, man, I got connections that, that know a lot. Okay. And when I'm talking about, dude, you need to get out, y'all should have listened. But it's just so important, that credit repair industry, anyone in the credit repair industry just focuses on putting their client first. If you're a smaller company, if you're focused on the client, right, doing right by the client, it is possible to exist at a credit repair company and to, do well. The biggest thing is you want to dispute the items that are truly inaccurate, right? I would also team up with a credit repair attorney that can file a lawsuit on the bureaus without having to charge your client anything to correct an item. That way you're not sending disputes over and over. You really just need like one dispute for that. But I would team up with a credit repair attorney if you're going to do disputing. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, that Lexington Law thing, that was crazy. People paying $100 a month for 7 years. I talk to people who paid Lexington Law over 7 years, over 8 years, $100 a month. Honest to God. Oh yeah, they're gonna help me with my credit. They're helping me with my credit. How long you been with Lexington Law? I've been with them for 8 years. Have you lost your mind? 8 years, and all they're doing just sending disputes. Homie, 100 times 12 is $1,200. You paid them $1,200 a year for 8 years. That's over 8,000, right? I think that's somewhere around like 9,600, I believe, 9,600 or somewhere around 10,000. Yo, you could have imagine if you had 10,000 extra in your emergency fund, right? Your savings. What if you had an extra 10,000 you put towards your debt? How much further along you'd be in that? Like, come on, yo, you just challenging accurate debts. And most of the time they not coming off. They are not coming off most of the time. Like, I remember, it really depends on the type of disputes, but I will tell you, like, right before I left the credit repair industry, like, I was seeing companies get like almost like a 1% deletion, or like I'm talking about if you had 100 clients, you might have had like 1 or 2 clients that month get results. And I'm not even talking about like my own, right? Like I'm talking about other companies that I've known. Like, I'm like, bruh, I'm out of this industry. Like you really don't know in the beginning, because some people are like, why would you even get into it? You really don't know, because you have mentors and stuff, people you look up to, people that you trust, and it looks very professional. And then you find out more. You're like, something's off, and then you find out a little bit more, like, okay, I need to get out. So I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy, but it's just certain experiences that you have where, it's just you just got to go so far into it to really find out. And I was very dedicated. When I first got into the credit repair industry, I was like, I love that I'm able to help people, and I'm also able to make a living for myself. And I was like, I'm gonna dedicate myself to it. And here, I'm still in the credit and debt space, but 4 or 5 years later, actually, I'm still in the whole credit and debt space. I'm still very passionate about it. I've gone in a different industry. I've like changed a little bit, but it's like I'm fully set on how can we make it better for consumers? How can I provide consumers with as much information, as much education, as much of a service as possible, while also, making a living for myself. So I really, I'm still working on trying to improve that, and I'll forever will be. But, yeah, it definitely sucks. Sorry, I'm making another video, and this is a long video, but, definitely just wanted to touch on that. But yeah, it sucks how, the repair people who, the problem people who don't have much money to begin with. Yep. It's crazy, but that Lexington lawsuit, that tells you exactly what the government thinks about it. And they went bankrupt too. They had to file bankruptcy. They have like these stipulations, so it didn't put them, I don't know how it didn't put them completely out of business. I think that it'll still be here because they have so much money. So, they have too much money, or it's not even them. It's like, you have investors that believe in it. Like there's so much other ways. There's so much money in a space, but I really don't know how they stayed. I mean, if someone wants to comment on this video and let me know, I'd be curious to know, because Lexington Law only had I think 4 million of cash on hand at the time of the bankruptcy. They had to let go of 90% of their staff. I don't know. It was very interesting. Very interesting that how were they? I know they filed bankruptcy chapter 11 or 12, but how were they, for a $2.7 billion settlement, how were they able to stay in business? That's so interesting to me. So interesting. But someone let me know.